Hey guys, welcome back to Everlasting Summer. Alright, here we go. Oops. No, I don't want to quit. Okay, here we go. What a pity, a serious oversight on our housekeeper's side. Oh, look who's talking. Where are you going to make the rings from? Are you maybe planning on just reeling the wire of the induction coil around your finger? I've got a couple of ideas. While I'm listening, Xenia looked at me carefully and smiled, anticipating my failure. However, even before I met her, I had acquired some very different skills in crafting together a couple of rings. Wouldn't be very hard for me. The only question is the equipment. You can't find a jeweler's instruments in a camp, so I simply wouldn't have time to prepare everything in a mere week. If not for the Cybernetics Club. If you rummage through the bulk of the equipment store there, you could definitely find enough gilding for two simple rings. And basically, the local cybernetics occupy with something for a couple of days will certainly not be a problem, especially considering it's not the first time for me. That's a surprise. Even so, Xenia got embarrassed. In a week's time, they'll disappear. You know, we won't be able to take anything with us. So what? What's more important to you? Two pieces of metal or... No, of course not. But if we are going to do it the way it should be, then the dress too. Xenia's eyes sparkled. There were no problems with this suit. I know for sure that several guys in the camp have pants and a jacket that may be even of a dark gray. The summer dress will look good on Xenia, but the wedding dress was her idea in the end, which she predictably rejected right away. Use Tala, whatever. Are you serious? She looks like she got tired of arguing already. No, but you can always ask one of the girls. I think that's the best option. Xenia grew red, pouted, and turned away. Then go ask them yourself and take measurements of yourself, because you'll be the one wearing it. How do you even manage I could do that? I'll just walk up to, say, Slavia and ask her, could you please sew me a wedding dress for me? How about you say it's for a costume contest? No, that's kind of silly. For a costume ball. Xenia was surprised, but they didn't start arguing right away. I'll get the idea to the camp leader, don't worry. And there'll be nothing to be shy about. A wedding that's a part of the performance will make Shirk and return to perform man's first walk in outer space. Miki will cosplay Lennon on an armored car, and me and you will marry. And what historical event do you want to make this a reenactment of? God, what does it matter? Even the marriage of Ekaterina II and Peter III. Oh, what unbelievable fate is waiting for you then, darling. Xenia smirked. No matter, it's just an example. See, you're joking already. Still, that's somehow. Trust me. Okay, if you think it'll work out. This is a weird DLC story. Very weird. It's cold outside. My sinuses are acting up. So that's why I've been lacking in these videos lately. But, oh well, back to the story. It started to dawn. The fever made its presence known and seemed to get even stronger. Apparently the real Pioneer Girl told us, oh, okay, we're back to where Slavia is talking about how there's an accident. Wait, okay. Somewhere in the forest, looks like I've been ditched again. Though I wasn't too hopeful this time. I just wanted to see everything back the way it was, not come back to reality. Maybe it's only been an hour on the other side, maybe centuries. Doesn't matter anymore. I feel like a comatose man who wakes up and can't recognize the world around him. The horizon was burning, with a bright scarlet glow, showering the sky with the flaming aurora. What if it wasn't just the inhabitants that had changed this world? In a mere few minutes, the beams of the blazing sun will get here and burn me up, together with this whole damn Sylvanok. I wish the real Pioneer Girl would come back. It's better to settle in a new world than burn alive in a familiar one. More so because nobody there will know about everything that happened with me here. Absolutely, and everything I did myself. Whatever I just said. What? I'm confused now. Okay, back to the story. You seem to be deep in thought about something. Feeling a familiar voice sounded nearby. My voice. What do you want? I was surprised by his appearance and even a bit scared. I had enough problems with the maddened pioneers and had stopped even thinking about my doubles. Although, my doubles, how long has it been since I called them that? Right, for me, there was always me, and there were them. We had nothing in common. We were different people, even if we were, even if we were one at some point. Maybe you're thinking, when did it all go wrong? He was mistaken. I wasn't thinking about that. Tormenting yourself with doubts, asking yourself questions you'll never find answers to. I just want this to be all over, and your presence is hardly helping with that. Everything's long over if you mean it that way. Oh, really? That's not particularly noticeable. For everyone but you. That day in the bus you made the wrong decision and died. I looked over my body carefully. It hurts, which means I'm alive. I don't look much like a dead man. You think it's all really that simple, that movie Didn't want to remember the moment when the life left you? Remember your last breath, the point of transition, the first moments on a new level of existence? I don't really get you. That means that I've already died then, in reality. No, you've been given a chance, but you didn't use it. It ended up in your personal hell, limbo if you wish. Oh, look at you, reinventing the wheel as if I didn't know that. You knew that, but you didn't know that you're alone here now, and there's no exit. I knew that, or at least I assumed so. So what about you then? I'm not here, I'm just your hallucination. The forest resounded with his disgusting laughter. This is all painfully familiar, but why is it repeating itself now? Is that true that when I say that trouble never comes singly? Be my guest. Look at his winking eyes and he would turn away just to be sure. Don't treat him like that. He's one of us too. Or at least he was once. The familiar voice sounded a bit different. Now 2 pioneers were standing in the clearing in front of me. You have to fight fire with... Oh, you had to fight fire with fire. He's already been through enough fighting. I wouldn't say it's enough yet. They were arguing, and the reality lost all meaning to me. Looked like he's lost his mind for good already. That's nothing special. It'll pass, like in that story that we told Yolana, signed with the name of a non-existent friend. The mad regain their sanity, and the sane go mad. Oh, I remember that. That's from one of the good Yolana ending I went through. Cool. Oh, and then that devilish laughter again. You think this is his first time, isn't it? I know for sure that it isn't. He thinks he remembers everything. He's ready for everything, but he knows the behavior of every pioneer beforehand. But he forgot so much. Maybe he forgot the most important thing. Enough already. Whoa, this is a new character. These two suddenly stepped aside and the cat-eared one came forward. I was always kind of wary of her because I thought that there was nothing good to expect from her. Moreover, somewhere deep inside me she caused some kind of animalistic primal fear like the fear of dark. And I never believed her stories either. She's our subconscious. It's hidden part. What nonsense. Don't you see how bad off he is? You're no use. Like you, she pointed her finger at the evil pioneer. Hurry to the infirmary for pills. What pills? He was a bit startled. I don't know. Aren't you the smartest one here? Figure it out. The pioneer sighed helplessly and dragged himself in the direction of the camp. And you, she looked at the good one. And you, well, find something to do. Honestly, your whining is sickening, and it's only making things worse. But I only wanted to help, but you're not helping, so go. She waved her head and made an expression that made a thought flash through my head, just like a grumpy cat. The pioneer didn't argue and followed his double. So what now? I asked without much enthusiasm. I've been tricked more than once, and I'm not going to believe her now. Especially her. But never thought that of all the local inhabitants, it would be the cat-eared one to help me. Even if only in words, after she remembers the previous time, remembers our quarrel on the bus. You think I'd be able to make an idiot of me again? Gathering last bits of strength, I raised myself, my eyes darkening from pain. But where will I go? I should have taken a syringe myself. Why did I even decide that a suicide here is the end? Hey, the cat-eared one jumped to the side with the one leap and helped me so I wouldn't fall. Do you really want me to believe you're helping me? And what do you think I'm doing now? After all, I always help you all. Yeah, sure. I sank onto the ground again and let a heavy sigh. There's really nowhere for me to go in this condition. So when will your pioneers return? Soon, she answered vaguely. Okay, let's sit. Let's wait. I've got nothing to lose anymore. My silences are making it hard to breathe through this. Since Since like ever since I started Everlasting Summer, my nose sinus has been acting up. The whole camp gathered at the square. Ilana was just an electronic in a vain attempt to take away its very crumpled cardboard Cosmo Knot helmet. The signal of the man's first walk into open space was not without some amusing incidents. Genda's monument served as an improvised rock for the cybernetics to ensure men should trip and fall from it at the most crucial moment. It's a good thing that the distance to the ground was significantly shorter than the near-Earth orbit. It meant him, like in the song, with the grass near home. Stop running. You'll kill yourself for good. Olga was wailing. I'm not even sure that would concern her more in the situation. The cyberneticist, or the image of the camp that had no accidents 365 days a year since the beginning of time. Sydney was sitting near the tugging in my sleeve, but I was too carried away with the spectacle and didn't notice right away. So, what? Are you sure we should be doing this? But you went to this yourself. I didn't want anything. You just suggested it, and I agreed. We've discussed this 100 times already, and you know full well it's not for real. Oh, so it's not for real, huh? She said dreadfully. That's not what I mean. We're just in this world, don't forget it. In a couple days, everything will repeat itself, and no one will remember this. Yes, but I will. So who are you embarrassed by the most? Those around you or yourself? Senior Blessed said nothing. Okay, go change already. Oh, I commanded us. Ready? Senior nodded. That's a cool scene. 10 minutes later, a strange sight for a regular pioneer camp could be seen at the square. Oh, what am I saying? It was a strange event for Sovnak. And I felt strange too, staying in the middle of a crowd of pioneers in an old Soviet costume off someone else's back. Not a formal tailcoat, of course, but still better than a short sleeve shirt. Whereas Xenia was apparelled in the hastily cut semblance of a wedding dress. In another situation, I'd say she looks foolish, but not now. Now, this dress is any more beautiful than any attire from the pompous fashion shops. So, what scene are you playing now? I forgot. The cat made a whisper into my ear. Oh, God. What does it matter already? Let's start. Okay. Xenia was standing as fat as a lobster, not knowing where to put her eyes. She seemed now to strongly want to look at me. Everything will be alright, I said quietly. Miku was merrily smiling in the crowd of pioneers as if this was her own wedding. A bit foolish, maybe, but sincerely. Lena was brushing as usual, but sometimes casting careful glances at us. Elisa's whole look was saying that she'd been dragged here against the world, and she would have been playing guitar or just sleeping, if only she could. Though Ilana was clearly thrilled the whole spectacle, children don't need much to be happy. As for Slavia, she seemed really happy first and smiled kindly. Let's get this over with already. Looks like any more inside will be embarrassed to death. Okay, we are ready. I nodded to the camp leader. No, I had to say what they usually say at weddings. Of course, I didn't know the exact words and managed to safely forget everything I had prepared beforehand. I promise, I started my voice shaking. It's sickness and illness. No, that's not how it was. What are you mumbling? We can't hear anything. Ilana shouted. Be quiet, you, or we'll put you in Xenia's place. The threat had an immediate effect, and Ilana fell silent. Well, that's just a mango. I could have sworn I was absolutely calm, and now I couldn't say a word. I could only guess what Xenia was feeling. I gathered my courage. I promised to be with you for better and worse, for richer and for poorer, in sickness and in health, until death do us part. The pioneers, carefully glaring until now, stopped talking immediately. It got so quiet I could hear my heart beating furiously. Oops. Xenia was still standing, her eyes dropped to the ground. Well, now you. She pumped her air into her lungs and pattered. Agree to marry you. Promise to be with you, sickness and for poor. Here. The crowd exploded with laughter. Though for me, Xenia's words were suddenly quite serious. And get it over with, Artie. And what about now? You kissed the bride, I asked with a playful tone. Xenia's eyes sparkled, making it clear that this situation was good enough, even without kisses. I guess she's right. We'll have time for that anyway. Good job. Thanks, everyone. Olga was shouting. Electronic came forward with the camera. He looked as if he would be much happier having a crowbar in his hands instead. A couple of shots to remember. Hell no, Senior bawled at him. Come on, for the family album. She hesitated a little, but gave the semblance of a smile after all. It all turned out as it should be, better than it should be. For the first time in all this time, Senior looked me right in the eyes, smiled, and said, "Yeah, I guess." Okay. That's kind of weird. Are we back to the real situation now? Oh, God. I woke up when the day was drawing to a close. The fever had abated, and I found an injection mark on my right hand. Did the cat-eared one really help me? At first, I couldn't believe there's somebody here capable of a kind deed, after all that's happened in the last few days. With some difficulty, I got up and headed towards the camp. After all, I definitely have nothing to do with the forest, and it doesn't look like it can get any worse. Time again thought was appearing in my head. I have to endure. I have to live through this week, then it'll be easier. It will recover physically, and it will be some time to recover mentally. Don't just despair. Don't give up. Don't be like him. I'd rather die than live like that. Pioneers with backpacks, bags, and parcels were scampering back and forth through the square. The camp leader was standing near Genda like a small monument, arms akimbo and shouting formidably. I froze on the spot, not knowing what to expect. This world is in continuous motion. It changes before my very eyes. Just yesterday, they were ready to kill me, and what about today? Hey, Semyon, the camp leader shouted and looked at me intimidatingly. Who, me? Are you addressing me? Why aren't you packed up yet? Packed up? I'm ready to be packed off. Today's last day of session. Did you forget again? Packing up? Off you go. I didn't want to argue with her. I just didn't have the strength. I stopped being surprised a long time ago, so I just flung out. Is it okay that I look like this? And pointed out my torn clothes and bruises all over me. What happened to you? The camp leader sincerely wondered. Where you ran through the forest and fell? What the hell are you talking about? What forest? Why would I even run through the forest? Okay, it's not my business. We're leaving in half an hour. If you're late again, you'll stay for another session. She smirked. Stay here for another session. Another definitely lies set of my plans. Anyway, a new chance to get off here appeared, even if such in a dumb way. Slowly dragged myself towards the bus stop. The whole camp confirmed the bus. Everyone's waiting for the camp leader. After all, following rules contradicts her own rules. Oh, what happened to you? The pioneer from the infirmary inquired maternally. Are you alright? Need a bandage? Why stop at that? Offer me a splint. Must have fallen into a ditch and cried his eyes out. Sure, look who's talking. What if wolves got him? Only if those wolves were the local pioneers. I was just sitting quietly on the roadside, my head lowered into my hands. I didn't want to think about what will happen tomorrow. Whether I will go into a new loop, or will it end once and for all. Or maybe there's something else waiting for me ahead. Maybe there's something else waiting for me ahead. Something better. Yeah, I guess not, since we're telling your stories. It must loop still, so, the ending's already kind of spoiled, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there is a real way out. When I woke up, Xenia wasn't nearby. Must have gone to take care of some personal business. God, why does she need this whole pioneer gang? Especially on the wedding night. I shook myself and yawned with pleasure. So are we going back and forth between this Semyon and another Semyon, or what? Okay. Oh, at least I can surprise her. Pick up some flowers in the forest. Not much of a gift, but I know she likes May lilies. I could never understand why women like flowers. Why not nettles or hogweed then? Those are plants too, and they are nice in their habitats, not pots or vases. Though what does it matter if every time I gifted flowers to Xenia, her face lit up with a bright smile? Of course, it might have been not because of the flowers alone. With that, banquet, I don't remember what the hell that word's pronounced. It's been a long time since I heard it. In my hands, bouquet maybe? Is it a bouquet? I think so. I filled into the library loudly and throwing the door open. Behind the librarian's table was sitting Elisa, looking gloomy and leafing through some magazine. Oh, the newlywed's shown up. She muttered, looking at me sullenly. Hey, where's Xenia? Don't know. Asked me to sit here for her and went herself. Did I just say that right? Oh man, I need to stop trying to speed through this. Oh yes, my Xenia can even persuade Lisa. Okay then, oh. And somehow she wasn't glowing with happiness at all. Lisa said to my back, where does Xenia go? Maybe she decided to make a surprise gift too? No, surprises are not her thing. It must simply be time for breakfast. Ran to the canteen. The pioneers were merrily clambering aside. The dishes were clattering in the same merry manner. Even the usually gloom lady cook looked unusually merry today. Anastasia walked up to her. Hi, have you seen Xenia? Sylvia looked at me with surprise and got embarrassed and turned her eyes away. I think she went to the bus stop. The bus stop? Why? I don't know. You better ask for her yourself. You'll still make it if you hurry. To the bus stop? To the bus stop. In a minute, I ran past the camp's gate. I saw Xenia standing at the road, her gaze directed somewhere far away to the horizon. Past the plains and forests, following the bright summer sun. A strange expression on her face. Sadness, anticipation, and anguish mixed together. But at the same time, Xenia looked so very different. I didn't recognize her. No, better no. I can't believe this, even less the fact tomorrow I'll return to the real world. Maybe it was better before. It seemed like that pioneer was saying that I forgot a lot, but what exactly? Hey, I was looking for you. That sounded silly. My voice was trembling. I just had to say something, so I put a fake smile on. I tried to talk in a friendly manner. What do you want? Xenia responded coldly. I woke up and you were gone, so... Xenia turned around with her eyes shining. I'm going, she said with a calm voice. Where? Home. But buses don't come here. Buses? What the heck? They do. Here, I made this for you. I handed her a bouquet, which instantly ended up on the ground. I don't need anything from you. Yesterday, I don't want to know you. I don't know what happened, but I'm sure it was all your fault. What was my fault? Everything. The stupid marriage happened during the night. But we agreed. You wanted this yourself, remember, a couple weeks ago? I didn't even know you a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it all started back then. Or continued. I don't care anymore. I decided that I could be happy with Xenia, but she disappeared just as she appeared. Suddenly, Xenia sitting not in the library, but at the canteen porch. It was so long ago. I lost my faith once. I stopped being human. But then I met her, and it almost seemed like life was giving me a second chance. I'll bet in this strange world. And then she was gone. During endless cycles, I forgot everything. I went back how I was before I first met her. I stopped being myself. Maybe he was right. What are you saying? We know each other for... I don't even know how long we know each other for. I don't know you, and I don't want to know you. But wait, suddenly weakness hit me, and I dropped to my knees, just avoiding falling to my face. My ring felt very hot on my finger. I could feel the burning almost physically. Here, take it. Xenia took another puck and threw it at me. I'm going for a walk. I twisted the fin against the ring in my hands and started crying. I never cried like this before. Not in this world. Not in this world. Not in the previous one. Okay. Wow. We'll have to keep showing the bus. Where's the bus at? And everything ended. Forever. I guess something human remained in me, so I decided to forget everything. So after I go completely insane. But now all my memories were here, and with them came the pain. It wasn't that bad. It had slowly weakened through time, but it was still tearing me apart. Almost as if I was being torn to pieces. And the only piece remaining was the one with my consciousness somehow in it. Not only one, no, half, only a sad coincidence, an acceptable error in the perfect equation of this world. Don't be sad, bro. Some pioneer was sitting next to me. You again? Who, me? What difference does it make? You, him, that one, this one, you all look alike. He didn't respond. He just giggled. Did you come here to mock me again? It would have been better if you just killed me that time. But you remembered everything. I remembered, and it's even worse because of that. You're the one at fault here. At fault for what? Trying to stop you from leaving with cat eared? I know that was you in that bus. There was still no emotion on the pioneer's face. Maybe it was or it wasn't. What's the difference now? That means you managed to get out and came back just to mock me? Didn't you do the same? Just stop pushing these morals onto me, for God's sake. Oh, dude, this is weird. My notes stuff, sorry. I was down on my knees and looking at Xenia, who was slowly getting further and further away. And there she went around the corner. Tired, sorry. I can't get her back. Even when I knew that this wasn't Xenia. My real Xenia disappeared yesterday. This was just a soulless doll that looked like her. But she looked just like her. The tale can't last forever. This world is a true hell, and I'm the demon. And demons can't ever reach true happiness. Yeah, dude. It's tough luck, huh? Green apple. Just tell me one thing. I killed the silence. Why is everything like this? You had a chance from the very beginning. A choice. You could have done anything differently. Many did it right, different from how you and others alike did. Yeah, right, they all got out and now are living happy with their dolls in the real world. I grinned. Do you think that your life is better? So is that implying that these other dolls or other Semyons or whatever living with real world counterparts of all the girls in this camp? So it means every ending is all taking place at the same time, or what? Okay. So what's the true ending then? Is this the true ending place? So is even the Semyon good ending in the regular story not true? And this is going to be true? I don't know. Confusing. He clearly emphasized the word life. If you're the one that took Xenia away from me, rage was going inside of me. Growig? Oh, okay. I wanted to jump on him and beat him to death, but I wasn't sure that he existed in the physical world. But even then, what would change? You could have been happy with every other girl. That's the reason they're all here. I didn't expect such an answer, but none of them are real. The only real ones were me, you. I saw Xenia. That's only for you in your world. You know that there are many realities, and every one of those you pick your own fate. Maybe there was only one Semyon, but this can't have him multiple possibilities. So I managed to get out and now live as happily, like who said. Someone is stuck like you. Can you tell me what this place is? Who are you? You can think of me as the camp leader. The partner gave a smile without any trace of mockery or irony and vanished. Okay, so there's multiple different Semyons, and each one lived through this, and they all got their own different endings. Dude, this is deep. The pioneer gave a smile without any trace of mockery or irony and vanished. I felt a bit easier after hearing his words. Okay. The world was suddenly engulfed in fog, and bright flash appeared in front of me. I looked around and realized that the pioneers were gone, as well as the bus. What, again? The gates creaked silently, and I hid behind the pioneer's monument. Semyon walked onto the bus, and one of the Semyons, but his facial expression was painfully familiar. I'd forgotten long ago that I can look exactly like that. He stared at the road for some time and headed back into camp. Don't trust him, I said on an impulse. Who are you? Oh, I remember this. This was from the main story. Whenever you're first playing through it, where you get to choose between Semyon's bad and good endings. The main Semyon that you're playing through as meets the different Semyons. And this is one of the scenes from it. Semyon looked surprised. Stop, don't come any closer. Alright, I'll stay here. Have you seen him? Talked to him? Who are you even talking about? You know who. Yes. What did he tell you? Nothing really. Did he give you advice? Did he tell you what to do? Threaten you? No, nothing like that. Of course he seemed pretty weird, but nothing more than that. Remember, he may not be alone, or more likely he is alone, but you may meet many pioneers here who look like him. And what about you? Who are you? Who are you hiding from? You will understand in time. Just remember, the most important thing is to find the exit. Wow. This is deep. The wind became really strong for a moment, and the same flash appeared before me. Yeah, bust again. Yeah. And again, in an instant, the bus of pioneers appeared once again. I don't know what I told him everything for. I thought it was the right thing to do. If only I remembered what remorse and repentance were, then possibly would be doing what I am feeling. Pioneers should always be ready. A familiar voice sounded like a thunder in the midst of clear sky, and familiar thump on my back brought me out of the catatonic state I was in. Cindy was standing in front of me. I instantly knew that this was Zinnia, not the doll. But how? Those were the only words I could whisper. I don't know. She smiled, but her voice was trembling. Back then, at the wedding, I woke up in a different world. I thought that I lost you, and then there were so many loops that I nearly forgotten. Sorry, I said quietly. Forgive me for everything. But that was okay. Then he came and said that he would guide me to the world you're in. I didn't believe it at first, but here I am. I jumped forward and hugged Zinnia. Forgive me. I've forgotten everything. I've forgotten you. I've done so many bad things for you that I didn't believe it. Didn't hope for it. I'm sorry. She's going to suffocate me. She freed herself from my arms. But now I'm here, so everything is okay, she said through her tears. How can you be so calm? Because I always knew that we're going to be together. Sonia raised her right hand, and on the finger I saw a ring that was ruined out my Adam Lily. I lost one, sorry. It's okay, we'll buy a new one, she smiled. Hey, hop onto the bus, you two. Olga was screaming discontentedly. Okay. The bus was peacefully bouncing over the bumps and slowly driving towards the district center, or wherever it was going, really. You know, I can't believe that everything will end. I've gone through so much in the last week. And once again, you got the most interesting parts. Zinnia sulked. I don't think you'd like to exchange places with me. I can imagine, but it's still way more interesting than sitting in the library for days on end. So, I'm so confused. Is this still the stories that he was telling Zinnia? Or did we get past all that and now it's continuing from him telling our stories? We're past that. I don't know. So confusing. You have weird ideas about interesting things. Did you think about it? About what? What will happen next? Tomorrow? But we still need to meet somehow in the real world. Oh yeah, let me write your address down. Yeah, right, so you can send me a letter right now. I smiled. I'll memorize it. Go ahead. We exchanged numbers and addresses. It's weird that we didn't have this idea earlier. I assume we never hoped to get out of this world. And we just didn't want to remind ourselves about our past lives. What do you think it'll be like? The usual? We just fall asleep? Senya clasped my hand and pressed her entire body against me. I hope so, but in the end, this is the worst thing. I'd say one of the better ones. Senya yawned and closed her eyes. Sweet dreams, see you. I didn't say anything, just continued looking out the window. As the landscape was flying by. The Subnet camp was left behind, and I will never return there. I was sure about that, but it will always be a part of my life. I've changed there, changed multiple times. Compared to the time spent there, the mere 50 to 60 years that I've remained in the real world, oh, just a shortening moment, but I'll make sure to live them like a real human. So you're probably bad, just as that pioneer said. Senya mumbled through her sleep. What? Nothing, just sleep already. She laughed and pinched me painfully. Um, okay, so is this like the end of the story, or what? Um, it could be. I wonder what everyone else felt in my place. The same loss of consciousness. So wait. Let me finish this. In the first moments, a feeling of anxiety, panic. Does that mean he's been through all these loops, and now all of a sudden they expected to come back home after all these loops, and now he's home? Or did they fall asleep in the real world and then go back into the loop, or they just know that this would be the final exit, or what? I came back to my old apartment, but I didn't recognize any of it. Yes, it definitely feels like being in a house that you lived in many years ago. Everything looks to be in the right place, but you don't remember anything. Just think that this is how it's supposed to be. I already forgotten the day I disappeared from this world, and I'm not sure about the year either, but it's winter outside, and that means not much time had passed here. Yeah, I'm not 17 years old anymore, but I don't look like my real age either. So it turns out everything went okay. My return to having the unexpected consequences. Zinnia, I rushed my table, wrote on the address of phone with a shaking hand. I obviously won't be able to forget them, but it'd be better to have it back up anyway. Now what? How does this work world work anyway? Things are completely different here, none of which, to be honest, I ever understood. And I'm like a newborn, forced to live an adult's life. But let's save that for later. For now, I need to find Zinnia. Someone ran at the doorbell. Humans. Real humans, not pioneers. I gotta open the door, but what else can I do? I finally returned, and I have to live in this world now. I slowly walked to the door and turned the key in the lock and grabbed the handle and froze. So how long should I stay in the doorway for? Ew, I'm sorry, but she looks older and uglier. I guess they're all much younger in this world. What was I gonna say? I remember complaining. I don't know if I complained about it through my main story or whatever playthrough, but I complained about how there was no ending for Slavia and Olga and stuff. Or maybe even the nurse, but I don't know. But I guess the DLC covers the whole Xenia ending. Okay, I opened the door at the joke and I saw Xenia. She looked like she did. She looked just like she did in the camp. No, not really. She looks older and her hair is a little bit different. Glasses, I think, are different too. But how? Remember, I always arrived in the camp 1 week earlier than you, and I returned 1 week earlier. I forgot about Sovnuk and forgot about the real world. The only thing that matters is we're together. I grabbed Xenia and carried her into the room. So are we just going to stand around? Sir, Xenia lightly jumped down on the floor. Wait a bit, we need to do this right now. We might not have time for it later. She smiled and started digging through her purse. Give me your hand. I extended my arm out and Xenia put on a ring on my finger. Just a very basic one, like the one back in camp. In the dim light of a dusty ceiling lamp, a golden ring was shining on her finger. I think I should have bought the rings. Well, judging by the looks of your man cave, I don't think you have the money for them. We laughed together sincerely. Real snow was slowly falling outside the window. White, beautiful snow. The darkness of the neighbor night sliced by thousands upon thousands of lights of the big city, which was singing with hundreds of voices, reminding us that we're still alive and still together. I gently moved my hand across Xenia's cheek. Warm, real. You won't disappear this time? You better believe it. You stole me, oh man. You stole me money for the rings. I hugged Xenia and kissed her like never before. Well, that's nice. So is this like the true ending? Or what? Or is there really a true ending since there's multiple Semyons? I think that's the end. I know credits. Well, apparently that's the end then. No credits or anything. So I guess that's the end of the One Pioneer story, Much shorter than the main story, but it's a DLC story, so that's okay. So guys, thanks for watching. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Like I said, this was a fun Let's Play kind of deal.